Hey guys, today is May 8th. We're doing a Thursday morning networking branding call. Got a few people on the call. We're going to be sharing some things, teaching some things, and welcome to the call. First thing we're going to share is how to message more than one person on Facebook at one time. So I'm going to share my screen. So I'm in my Facebook page. I'm in my news feed, right? In your news feed, when you guys post, your stuff comes up in the feed of all the people on your friends list. Now, if you're seeing things that don't really pertain to you, like some of the Secretariat stuff here, I'm going to, and I don't want my news feed to be filled with promotional stuff. I'm going to X that out. I see if I have anything else that's promotional. Okay, substitute paste. It's more of a sponsored post. I don't want to see the sponsored post, so I'm going to X that out. A friend of mine's got his son's post here. I want to show you some more examples of things that are. There's another paste thing, and paste is great, but I would rather see the sub two posts. Kelly Hanno, she's in the sub two community. Natalie, here's another example. This is about puppies, trail dogs. Again, I don't want to follow. I don't want this filling my news feed, so I'm going to close that out. Caitlin Clark, love Caitlin Clark. I don't want it filling my news feed. I don't want Kane Corsos. So it's funny that Facebook's going to do this stuff. Why? Because they're selling their marketing. For them to get money for their marketing, they're going to put this into your news feed. So this is how you take stuff out of your news feed. And as you gradually do that, you're going to see stuff in your feed that is more pertaining to the things you want to see. I can't believe how much stuff Facebook's is putting in my news feed. Anthony Garrison, great guys in my group. I met him in person at Squad Up. So what we're talking about now, we're going to talk about messaging two people at the same time. So this lightning bolt over here of these emojis is the one for Messenger. I'm going to click into this. We got Brady Moore at the top. We got a number of people in here. I'm going to come to the bottom and put see all in Messenger. This now is my Messenger format here on Facebook. I'm going to click this little pencil in the square here. I've already got Mark Presswood in here. I can put anyone's name. Mark Presswood's who we wanted to message this morning. Mark Presswood prefers Facebook Messenger. So for my introduction to Mark and Brady, I'm going to put Mark's name. I'm going to put Brady Moore's name. They're both in here. I'm going to put Rafael in here as well, because he's a longtime member of the group. But this is how you put multiple people on one message, folks. And let's see here. And Nikki, I've got your name in here, but it looks like Dustin
Nikki's
and I
cool
may
too.
not be friends on Facebook yet. And a lot of times I just start typing as quickly as I can. I only had one typo, so my fat fingers didn't do that bad. So now I'm going to send that message. All these people will get that message. They'll not all be in touch with one another. I'm going to hit the little home button. I'm going to come back to my Facebook page. As far as networking and branding for the recording, or just for you guys that are on right now, you always want to have something on your cover photo. I'm always hosting Zoom calls, so whatever's on my Zoom call is going to be the next guest speaker Zoom call. If I click onto this here, I'm going to have the Zoom link to get onto Saturday's Zoom call. And the call we're talking about Saturday is being visible. Don't wear black. I've got a picture I can share with you guys. Let me see if I can't cue that picture up. Here's a picture. Okay, so Mark Presswood and I were at an event last week, a couple weeks ago, and everybody was wearing black. I was wearing, let me show you what I was wearing. What was I wearing? Where's me and Pace?
Well, it was a cloudy day though, because was it a gloomy day? You think over
It was
there,
kind of
where I was?
overcast, but here's me and Pace. Of everybody there, I'm wearing a yellow hoodie. So you can imagine of everybody there, I was the one that was really visibly seen because everybody's wearing black. If you're going to go to a real estate event, if you're going to go to a real estate mixer, if you're going to go to a sub two Gator mixer, your local RIA, guys, don't wear black. Don't melt into the background, have nobody know who you are. You want to stand out. This guy's got Boston on the back of his shirt here. This lady's wearing white, but you can see probably 85% of the crowd's wearing black. So we're going to be talking about some other things on Saturday about how to be visible. Um, and the reason for this is you don't market your business, you market yourself. I A couple things I always say, I'm going to say it right now today again. The success of your business is predicated by the five or six people you engage with the most. And what does that mean? It means a business relationship, right? I'll tell you this. I'd like to have a business relationship with you guys. That's how our meeting is because of business. But the best business relationship is personal friendship. I will help anybody, but if you're my friend, I'm going to help you more. That makes sense. So, how do you make friendships with people that are all over the country? Because right now we got people on this call that are South Carolina, Ohio, Washington, Florida, Central California. We go coast to coast on this call right now. How do you make friends with people that are in your education community from all over the country? The only people you can connect with, and I'll just add the caveat if you're new, and even if you're not new, the only people you can connect with are the people that are visible to you. Does that make sense? If they're not visible on social media, you're not going to know who they are. We talked about that yesterday, right, Bach? If you're not visible on social media, people aren't going to know who you are. Bach's got a project going on. He's working on something. He wants to get input from people. So what do we need to do? We need to make him visible so that he can get that information. Here's the catch: is with all these groups that are out there, uh, Thrive, Clever Investor, Astro Flipping, Seb2, Fortune Builders, Seven Figure Flipper. There's over 50 educational groups in my group. Members of these groups have joined my networking group. All these groups in total and individually, 90% of the people in these groups are invisible on social media. Doesn't mean they're not doing, the training or the curriculum or the Zoom calls or the YouTube, and they're going to the live events. What they're not doing is leveraging social media to be visible because every educational community has a Facebook page for their community. So if you're not leveraging that page to be visible, the community as an entirety does not know you exist. Does that make sense, Brady? They don't know you exist. So why is that important? What you want to get from the community is not just I'm in the community. I'm in the community. It's not just being in the community. You want to build relationships with successful people that can help you. I call that how do you squeeze the juice from the orange? That's the key right there. So how do we become visible so everybody knows who we are? That's the catch. So um, it's about how to post, how to comment, and we leverage Zoom calls because now we're on the Zoom call with people that are from our community. Some people on this call are from Sub2, some are from Gator, some are from Fortune Builders, some possibly might not even be in a community. But you're now having an opportunity to meet people from multiple communities from all over the country. And we do that by being visible. On a Zoom call, we put our first name, we put our last name. If you're watching on YouTube right now, everyone has their phone number up there. They have the two-letter abbreviation of their state. I'm in Southern California, so I put SoCal as opposed to NorCal. But even on a Zoom call, guys, you're networking, so you want to be available. A lot of times, what I'll do is I'll have people reach out to one another. I want Frank Marzak and Rafael Roscoe to connect because they're both in Central California. I'm gonna want Nikki. I'm gonna want you to get Brandy Farmer's number and text Brandy, and so you two ladies can connect. Matt, I'd love for you to reach out and connect with Dustin. Since you and Brandy are on the same number there, I'm not sure whose number that is. Why don't you, Dustin, text Matthew Starr and just shoot him a text? But hey, Matthew, this is Dustin. I'm on the call with JJ right now. Um, but what I was trying to do is make sure you guys we have a platform that makes it easier for you guys to reach out to other people. Again, the success of your business is predicated by the 5 or 6 people you engage with the most. What does this mean? It means business relationships. How do you make these relationships? You make them by building rapport. The only people you can connect with are the people that are visible on the landscape. If you're not visible on the landscape, Matthew Starr, great name. I love it. Great marketing there. People don't know who you are, and you're depriving yourself of the opportunity to build your network. Does that make sense? So we start simple as the people that we're connecting with now. And we reach out, we get on the call, but we don't have that opportunity. Let me back up a step here. We build relationships by building rapport. How do we build rapport? We build rapport by discovering commonality, right? So I'm going to come into Facebook here. Okay, Brady, I love a couple things about your page. I love your cover photo, outdoors, nature, water, whether it's a lake, a river, a stream, the ocean. Water is always a huge, soothing, calming People like that. They like the greenery, like they like nature. Got a really good picture of your face here. But when we come further into your profile, we could build your intro out to market you a little bit better. We come down here, your friends list is visible to the public. This is something I adamantly suggest you do not make available to people. If I come, we have 16 mutual friends, but if I log in here, it says add friend. I'm not friends with these people. It's none of my business who's on your friends list. Does that make sense, Brady? So you want to keep that private. You just do. Let's see who else do we have on here. We have Matthew Starr. Matt, is this you right here?
Yeah, that is, brother.
Okay, see now I'm looking for Matt Starr. What I would suggest is you use the same name on your Facebook page.
Well, I mean, Matt Starr is the way that I don't stress people out with my full last name.
Okay, cool. And you might want to even put that here, this so you're more easily identifiable.
Totally. 100%. Yeah, Facebook is not my primary vehicle for social media. Instagram is where I do most of my content stuff. But yeah.
Okay, and I would suggest you keep this private here, but um, let's let me finish my thought about networking. We build relationships by building rapport. We build rapport by discovering commonality. I go to your page to see how you're presenting yourself to discover what our commonalities are. Ideally, you'll put those things in your intro. I'll put things on my page to market myself so when people come to my page, they see what our commonalities are. Um, so your Facebook page becomes your digital business card to the world. There are a lot of people that don't use Facebook that much and they're using Instagram. Like Matt's one of those people. We like him anyway. Fortune Builders is a community I started with many years ago. They've now pretty much closed their doors, but they had a Facebook page for their community. Sub 2 has a Facebook page for their community. Gator has a Facebook page for their community. Astro Flipping has a Facebook page for their community. Instagram does not have pages for the communities. LinkedIn, although it's starting to do so, doesn't have pages for the communities. So if you want to leverage your community on social media, you need to be visible in front of the community. And that's going to come by leveraging Facebook. Facebook is not the be all end all. It is not. You want to use Instagram, you want to use LinkedIn. If some of you are a little bit more tech savvy, like Nikki, you can go with Tik. Nikki's got TikTok. She's dancing constantly, you know. But some people use TikTok. Some people use, I think it's Snap. There's a whole bunch of apps out there, but the three predominant ones are Facebook, um, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And I suggest that you have each of those. You know, Matt, as I come into your page, you say that Instagram is your main focus, but yet you don't have your link here.
Yeah, that's a
You
fair
know,
point.
now to give you an example, what I would do, and I've kind of gone overboard on it, but on your page, you can what's called edit your bio and put certain things in there, including links. What you'll
Well,
find if I highlight everything and pull it out,
yeah.
it limits you to 101 characters. But you can
Mhm.
put enough stuff in there. I'm just going to put cancel. I've got a link to my personal web page for my networking group, actually, one for my business and one for my big networking event I'm having in June in Southern California. But when I continue down there, as a real estate investor, Beechwood Home Solutions is my acquisition LLC. It's
Mhm.
not where I hold each of my properties in their own LLCs, but I use this one predominantly for my work, and I'll have photos of projects I'm working on. We're doing some stucco on a building here. We're doing a demo on another building here. I've got my house in Ohio down here somewhere. Where's the Ohio house? It's quite a ways ago. Bought the house that looked like this. We fixed it up right before I pulled the things off the windows, but it's a beautiful house now. It's the nicest house in the neighborhood. And I'm making a 33% return on that house. But coming back into my page, you say you're with sub two, right? I would suggest you put study sub two creative real estate at Pace Morby.
Mhm.
So now you got Pace's name and face on your page.
Mhm.
I'm in Amy Madroy's Raising Private Money program. So I put Amy Madroy. I'm in Carl Allen's protege program. So I've got Carl Allen's name in here. If someone's in the Gator program, you'd put studies Gator method at Pace Morby. But then, although you're not in sub two, You could join the free creative real estate group and go, hey, I'm studying creative real estate also at Pace Morby.
Hmm.
Doesn't hurt to put Pace's name up there twice.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know, um, and creating commonality with people, something like your junior college, college, university. If anyone's gone to junior college, college, university, creates commonality. I went to USC in Southern California. That creates a lot of commonality, opens a lot of doors for me. But I've also put my high school to two different high schools, Hollywood High School, and yes, that's really Hollywood High School, and Notre Dame, which is an all boys school, college prep school I went to. And I hated it, but it got me into USC. But this is now commonality where I live, where I'm from. Again, if I'm using Instagram, I want to put my Instagram link. If I'm using LinkedIn, I want to put my LinkedIn link. If I have a Facebook, a YouTube channel, I want to put my YouTube link on here. Another thing you want to do is if you've got LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, you can customize the URLs to have your name on the end right there. And that's just if you're going to be on stage. And eventually, you guys may not think you are now, but probably quicker than you think. You'll be speaking in front of a group of people, and you can post these things and show the continuity of your social media presentation. And what I mean by that as well, let's come in this a little in here a little bit. I want to make sure I've got name face recognition. It doesn't really matter what my photo is, and I say that because this photo here is blurry. But the
Mhm.
reason I wanted to use this in part because I'm wearing my Sub 2 hat, I'm easy to identify. But I've taken a much larger photo with a couple of young men that I met at an event, and I took it with them, and I just cropped that photo down,
Mhm.
right? So, but what I have is the name face recognition. Now, what I've also done as far as going to Instagram, let me go to my Instagram link here. I have the same name, the same face, same continuity of presentation on social media.
Mhm.
If I come to my Instagram, same name, same, background might be a little bit different, but it's the same name, same face. So people are going to know that, yeah, I'm the same person.
Mhm.
And Matt, there might be another Matt Star in the world, right?
Might
So,
be.
but if they know you on Instagram and they come to your Facebook page, you'll have the same photo. Oh, that's the guy I know from Instagram. That's the guy I
Yeah.
know from LinkedIn. So, some of the things that I teach here, and let me scroll down here. This is my YouTube channel. Um, I'll show you my YouTube channel here with you guys. I have interviews with guest speakers twice a week. We record their presentations, how to retire rich with Airbnb rentals, using DSCR to purchase and refi rentals, a whole bunch of videos here. But I break them into playlists. And the first playlist I have are my networking tips, how to edit your Facebook bio and intro. I can
Mhm.
mention it and then go, well, how do I do that? This is where I clearly, it's a 40-minute video on how do you put all that stuff in here. I have another one, a 10-minute video, how and why to make your friends list private. It's really simple. Another 5-minute one, how to customize URL for your Facebook page. Another one, 5 ways to engage a post to maximize your visibility. And here's one on how to build your own QR code, the same QR code I have up now.
Mhm.
Same one that Mark Presswood has up right now. Some other videos are using your smartphone as a business tool, how to do shortcuts on your smartphone, which is invaluable, how to do a live meetup, and I've got a couple more that are, networks and relationships in real estate, building your business, social media, Facebook one-on-one with Heidi Tesla, who came on as the co-host that day. But as we move beyond those, there is getting started in real estate, and how to use Canvas, cybersecurity, what is a lead, starting out in real estate, underwriting creative deals. Um, and you come down to multiple videos on acquisitions, how to acquire properties, how to close deals, flipping using creative finance, um, comping and underwriting, direct to eight. There's a lot of great value here. As far as raising money, Abraham Gray is one of the most, probably the most successful student on Step 2. I'm sorry if I've offended anybody else, but Abraham's a rock star. But he's got a interview here on tips and tricks of being a private money lender. Melissa Palmer has an excellent video here on due diligence. I highly recommend you guys watch this Melissa Palmer video. I have a playlist on women in real estate, virtual assistants, short-term rentals, Airbnbs, various systems you use for your business. And I put all Pace's rock stars into one place. And I think we've got close to 100. Let me see. We have close to 150 interviews in that one playlist. Yeah, 151. 151 of my 331 videos are sub two rock stars. And the other thing I'll tell you guys about that is at the end of every interview for Matt and Brady, I think you guys are a little bit newer to the call today. I ask every guest speaker, let's say the guest speaker is Vok. Vok, thank you for coming on today, brother. A lot of great value you've shared with us. Hey, if people are watching weeks and months down the line on YouTube, what is the best way, as I drop something, what is the best way for people to reach out to you? Brady, Matt, they're going to go, here's my Instagram, here's my LinkedIn, here's my email, here's my website, here's my Calendly link, here's my Google Voice. I'm handing you all of my rock stars. And then reach out to them, send them a friend request. But make sure, guys, and I say this all the time, when you send a friend request, send a message, introduce yourself, say, hey, my name is like, how do you know me? Where are you from? What do we have in common? Hey, my name's Brady Moore. I'm in Sub 2. I'm in Washington. I got your name from Money Rob and Gator, or I saw one of your YouTube videos, or somebody mentioned your name at a meetup. Let them know how you know them. Say, hey, you literally have to tell them I just sent you a friend request. Why? I've got about 100 of them right now. None of them have messages, so I don't respond to them. Right? If I'm going to add people to my friends list, I want to get to know them. Otherwise, what value do we bring one another? None. So I'm selective. I have to screen my list as I screen my group because otherwise, what's going to happen is my friends list won't have any value. Does that make sense, Matt? I've got a couple of notes I've just had here in the past. If you guys have a voicemail for your phone, put your name on there. Hi, this is Dustin, not available right now, or you know, let people know they've got the right number. And more importantly, make sure your voicemail is not full. I called somebody yesterday and it says, the person you're calling, their voicemail is full. You can't leave a message. So if you guys are a real estate investor, you want to allow yourself to be connected too. You want people to reach out to you. Now, you know, sometimes people use a different format, but generally, if possible, don't let it fill up. Um, you need to be visible at every opportunity. When you go to events, work the room like a politician. You know, how do I say that? Shaking babies and kissing hands, right? You want to walk around, meet as many people as you can. Um, it's not going to take long to find out if someone is not resonating with you. And it won't take long to find if somebody is resonating with you. If they're not, someone asked me, hey, I'm going to Squat Up Summit. How do I work the room? What if I'm not clicking with somebody and I'm talking to them? And just really simply, if you're clicking or not, but you just basically say, hey, thank you for your time. There's a number of people here that I'd like to connect with today. Maybe we can chat later. Very nice meeting you. And you walk away. There's nothing wrong with that to cut a conversation short. But if you are resonating with someone, what you want to do is you want to get a photo with them. Hey, Brady, I'm really enjoying this conversation, brother. Can I get a picture with you, Brady? And what are they going to? They're going to say, sure, you can. So I take the photo and I take it at arm's length because I want our faces in both our faces in the photo. I don't need somebody taking it from 15 feet away so I can see your shoes. I could care less what your shoes or pants look like, right? I want a picture of our faces together. And then I'm going to turn to you, Brady. I'm going to go, Brady, can I text this to you? Guys, I've only had one person ever say, no, you can't text it to me, right? And I've taken thousands of pictures. Um, so what happens then? Hey, Brady, can I have your phone number? And they know if you're going to text it to them, they're going to give you their cell number. What number do you want? Their cell number. They may very well give you their business card when you're meeting, right? They could do even blank, right? Which gives possibly has their work number, their Google Voice, their 10X, their 8x8, their business number, anything but their cell number. And what number do you want if you're going to build a relationship? You want the cell number. That's why you ask if you could text the person the photos. Does that make sense, guys? So that's the best way to connect with people. Again, being visible to live meetup, working the room, talking to people, and the biggest part about getting those photos and those phone numbers is following up and reach back out to those people. Um, you're going to find that 1 out of 10 people that you get a phone number and a photo with, if you're lucky, 1 out of 10 are going to be really wanting to build a relationship and get to know you. And the other ones were kind of just going through the motions because they were in a room full of people. And as you go to more and more events, you'll get a better perspective by how people are receiving you if you're resonating with them. And again, follow up is huge. I went to an event a few weeks ago, and I think I took home something like 65 new numbers, and I reached out to everybody, and I think 4 people got back to me. So I reached out a second time to the other 60 people. Some of them I reached out a third time. And I'm only going to chase people so far. Even if we take a picture and exchange a number, if they're not being receptive to my attempt to reconnect, obviously it's not important to them. And at a certain point in time, we just got to cut bait. And what was really funny about that event is there was one woman I met that was introduced to me. And the woman said she had a big deal going on and she needed some money. She's looking to borrow, need to be connected to somebody. She basically, and I said, well, I've got a lending company now. We can work together. I followed up with her, didn't follow back at all. And she then posted in some private chat that I harassed her because I kept calling her. I'm like, excuse me for calling you if I want to get to know you because you wanted to borrow money from me. So there's going to be all kinds of people out there, and you just have to get used to that. You want to find the people that resonate with you. And the way you're going to do that is by making yourself visible. The more visible you make yourself, the more well-known you are on the landscape, the more opportunity you have to build relationships with successful people in the community. There are successful people in the community that are not visible on social media. They might, maybe not on Facebook. They're visible on Instagram. Matt's an Instagram guy. I know a couple of people, won't mention their name, but they're big in Instagram. They don't do Facebook. Um, but people will talk to that individual. When you now start to be visible in social media, your name, and I say it this way, when you do the things I'm going to teach you, people will know your name and your face before they know you personally, before they shake your hand, before they hear your voice. When you do this, your name precedes you. When your name precedes you consistently, because you're consistent in how you're leveraging social media to market yourself, that's when your name becomes your brand. When your name becomes your brand, opportunity comes to you. It just does. Um, so just, and Matt was talking about Instagram. Instagram is a great platform. You can set your Instagram up that when you take a picture or do a video on Instagram, it immediately uploads to Facebook.
Yep.
So even if you're not using Facebook frequently, by the touch of one button on one platform, you're hitting that second platform.
Mhm.
And again, if you're not popping up in the news feed of the friends on your Facebook page, and you may have a lot of really big players on your Facebook friends list, but if you're not popping up in the news feed, you are out of sight, out of mind. People have basically a 24-hour window um, of attention. You don't market your business, you market yourself because people are going to come back and work with you. A lot of the people in this call right now are investors in in multiple communities. Some are in the same community. I'm going to say this right now. If you guys are on a computer, I think Rafael's already there, but Vok, Dustin, Nikki, Frank, Matt, and Shane, of course, as well. I want you guys to be in the gallery mode. When you're on a Zoom call, be in the gallery mode. You can see everybody's face the same way. The way you do that, if anyone's not already there, you go to the top right-hand corner of your screen. You're going to see the word view in white letters and 9 white dots. You do not see this on a phone, but you'll see it on a computer. If you click the word view, you'll see a scroll down menu. And the first 2 options are going to be speaker and gallery. I want you guys to go into the gallery mode. When you go into the gallery mode, you'll be able to see all 10 screens the same size. Where you're going to see Shane's literally everyone has their phone number behind their name. They have their location behind their phone number. So if somebody needs boots on the ground in South Carolina, I'm calling Brandy Farmer. Somebody needs boots on the ground in Ohio, I'm calling Dustin and Nikki Couch, right? If I need boots on the ground in Central California, I'm calling Rafael Roscoe or Frank Marzak. So what we do when we build our business is, the success of our business is predicated by the 5 or 6 people we engage with the most. So what we want to do is build relationships. We want to get to know people. As we're building our business, you know, you're talking about having your business. Let me share something with you. Here's my Facebook page.
That's cool.
Is I want to put like your company's name, which is, you know, should be on your personal page. So that when people come across you, that will direct them to the entity which you want to do business with. If someone is using Instagram for their business, um, they're going to want to have their Instagram link on here or their LinkedIn link on here. A lot of what we do as investors is to build commonality. Of course, I have a lot of friends in the military. My best friend's a former Navy SEAL. So I've been around the guys quite a bit through the years. So I understand the privacy that people are, you know, introduced to. But as a real estate investor, you want to let people know what you have in common with them because people are going to work with people that are just like them. Oh my God, you're military. My best friend's a military. Let me introduce you guys. Or what, and the things we put up. Got my holding company here. You might, Shane, whatever your company is, you might put that there. I've got some prior work history here. Somebody may put, they want to say, hey, I'm former military. You don't have to, but if people want to, they can. I used to work at Walt Disney Company, Universal Studios, things of that nature. I worked for Hughes Aircraft Company, which did all the Star Wars defense projects. But then my education as an investor, I might put them studying sub two creative real estate at Pace Morby. A lot of and when now Pace's name and face pop up on my page, a lot of the newer investors, I've got 5,000 people in my group they're studying networking branding at JJ Azizian. Why? Because I'm a little bit known out there as far as the investment community for helping people build their business. There are other people's names here that I'm associating myself with them in various programs. Um, and then, of course, what also helps us build commonality is our educational background, whether it's junior college, college, university, or high school, putting where we live, where we're from, and have some of our social links, Instagram or LinkedIn, and our YouTube channel. What I suggest you guys do um, is make up your own mind, use your own decision. Everyone's going to use social media differently. What I say in 35 cents will get you a phone call. But I will tell you that if you want to build your business and you want to build relationships, these things are going to work. Rafael, I'd like to introduce you, brother, and have you tell your story about how we met the first time, what happened, and then you went away for a while, and then you came back. Why don't you share that story, Rafael?
Hey everyone. So yeah, when I joined Sub2 back in 2021, of course I wanted to make a deal happen, right? And that's all I care about. And JJ here, I mean, he wanted me to fill this big ass freaking form of, like follow me here, follow me there, and put like here, and go to my website and go this. And honestly, I thought that was stupid, right? I was like, man, I don't want to be doing that. Like, I want to be making deals, right? So, and I kept watching the videos, on Sub2 and like, oh, people doing this, people doing over there. So I didn't want to waste my time. So I went my own way. I actually never got approved to jump in the Facebook group. And
And that was because he did not
I did a
register.
couple deals. Yeah, because I didn't register. I did a couple deals here and there, struggling. It was not the best. Um, until like I had almost facing foreclosure. Um, I didn't have nothing, so I don't know how you came again on my Facebook. So I actually did all the steps that he mentioned,
And he
without even
registered for the
requesting it.
group. He registered for the group. He subscribed to the YouTube channel. And I think those
Yeah.
are the steps. And he filled out a form, but that basically got him in. Go ahead, Rafael.
Yeah. And he said, "Hey, can you please do all this?" I was like, "Nope, don't worry. I already did it. You don't have to like say it." And I started. just commenting on the Zooms, trying to connect with people, and that's how I actually started getting momentum. I was struggling door knocking. That was my strategy that I was using. Foreclosures, imagine. Doing foreclosures when you're actually, on the same process. Um, so it was hard.
Where,
It was
where are
hard,
you
and
now today, Rafael? I mean, where's your mindset? Where's your confidence? Are you networking? Have you built relationships?
yeah. Yes, I built so many friendships, not relationships, friendships. Um, People that I talk to, 3 in the morning sometimes, 2 in the morning. It doesn't matter what time. And it doesn't have to be about real estate. It's just about, you know, simple life. Normal things that happen on a daily basis. Um, Deals start coming my way super easy. I don't know how I was struggling. I'm not saying that door knocking doesn't work. It does work, but it works better if you use, social media at the same time. Um, how you post yourself out there is gonna like make you successful super fast.
Rafael, thank you.
The first video that I made,
Here you guys.
that's the one that put me out there, and
Yes.
I said pizza instead of people when I was talking. My accent is not that good, so I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna post it, and I got a lot of comments, and it felt good. Once you do the first video, it feels good. After that, it's like nothing. You can just keep posting and posting, and you get your face out there so everyone can see it. So, and that's really helpful.
Rafael, let me jump in a second. As far as
Yep.
um, his accent's memorable. It's unique, right? It makes him stand out. So his accent really works in his favor. Uh, he's been doing videos pretty regularly, and people see the videos, and it's crazy. Um, Dustin, Nick, you guys are good. Um, by making yourself visible, people will notice you. And Shane, I'm not sure what you guys are doing over at the invoice agreement. Shane, if you'd like, I'd love for you to put your phone number up so the others on the call can reach out to you and connect with you. Um, what my group is predominantly about is helping people build relationships. There are going to be people like yourself, Shane, that are um, maybe have some education or training, which makes them very astute in whatever they're focusing on, and they're laser focused and they're successful and they're driven, and that's going to happen for them. But a lot of what I try and do is help people meet others that may be able to. Sometimes the person you think is least likely to open a door for you is the very person that we need to meet. And sometimes, as we're now moving into the real estate industry, which requires us to have some amount of visibility, um, it just behooves us. I leverage social media to build my business, and I say it more this way: I build my business by building relationships. I want to ask right now because all you guys have different things you might want to look into. Does anyone have any particular questions for me about anything at all?
I got a quick question. Like he said that he's not part of Shane. Yeah, is it Shane?
Yeah,
He's not part of any community, but he saw you because of your visibility. So this is exactly what you're talking about, JJ. Like he's here because of your visibility.
Yeah,
So
yeah, very
I
much
mean
so.
that's what it's all about, you know.
What I really want to do, guys, all the time is build relationships. I want to get to know each of you because if I don't get to know you, I can't explain how the group can benefit you. And if you don't get to know me, I can't understand what you need and how I can help you. And as I said before, I build my business by building relationships. That means really getting to know people. Um, and not always just about what you're doing bring me value, but we want to surround ourselves with people that are just like us, people that we have things in common with. Uh, you know, Shane, what was the phrase you used? Was it special forces or just military?
I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay. As soon as I hear military and stuff like that, I came really close to going Navy, and then my best friend became a Navy SEAL. We were actually training, preparing for the U.S. Olympic boxing team.
Oh, no.
When the U.S. Olympic Committee boycotted the Moscow Olympics, that's when we changed our focus to train for the Navy SEALs. And a week before high school graduation, I got accepted to USC.
Oh, wow.
It's like, what do I do now?
Yeah, that's a big choice.
Yeah. And I ended up going to USC, got my business degree. And, although I don't wear a suit and tie today, it's benefited me through every step of my life. Getting that education is kind of funny because I see a lot of investment communities and they'll poo-poo the idea of going to college, but we're going to grow by being in the right room. And
Yeah.
sometimes that right room is a classroom. Sometimes that right room is a training facility for the military. But when you get around other people that are focused, when you get around other people that are driven, it's going to elevate your game.
Oh, yeah.
And so I really don't believe in I don't buy into it when people are saying that, college is overrated because any opportunity we have to acquire education, any opportunity we have to acquire knowledge is only going to make us better as we move forward. Let me move over to Saul. Saul, why don't you introduce yourself, brother? Where are you from? Why are you here? Why are you back, Saul?
Hey JJ, hey guys. Um, so I'm a Gator, uh, relatively a new Gator, about 3 weeks. Um, I joined this group from our friend Rob Jageri, and he mentioned that this group is not about chasing deals. It's about building relationships. Who you're more likely to do deals with? People that you're friends with, not just it's really building trust. And how do you build trust? By getting to know people. How do you get to know people? By being visible. If you're not visible, you're invisible. See, these are just some of the lessons that I've learned in a quick short period of time. And not only that, but for those that are going to be there at the picnic and the networking event on June 20th and 21st, I already signed up. I booked my ticket, I booked my flight, I booked the hotel. I'm all in, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. I'm in Minnesota, that's where I reside, and I am, you know, getting my lines of credit going. I got my LLC already formed,
There you
so
go,
I'm gonna
brother.
get in, get my feet wet.
I'm going to ask Shane, what part of the country are you located in?
I'm currently in Raleigh right now. I'm mainly based out of the East Coast of North Carolina.
Okay. I'm going to put NC over there. I want to share briefly a little bit about what Saul just was referencing is I'm having my third annual networking event. Um, Come into my website, jjazizian.com. If you're interested in getting notifications for my Zoom calls, Shane, you would register for the group here. And this is basically allows people to say first name, last name, name on Facebook. Sometimes it's different if they're in medicine or law. Matt might, has an abbreviation for his name. He might clarify that here. But I asked for phone number, email. Can we text you? Because like today's call was we texted out on that. And I asked for city, state, and zip code, not in the address, but to make it easier to connect people with others that are around the country. Um, Birthday is optional. I ask, are you a wholesaler, credit lender looking for funding? If so, I'm going to help you guys achieve your goals by properly leveraging social media. In the beginning, I had only a couple different groups, sub two, fortune builders. And as more and more people join my group, I say, well, I'm in a different education program. I said, well, great, put it down here under other. And now after 5 years of people putting it under other, I've got people in my group from over 50 education programs.
Yeah.
And then I say, now that you feel that if we're not friends on Facebook, here's my Facebook link. Go to my page, send me a message so I, can see what your page looks like. I know that I'm in touch with the right person on social media. Click this link, go to the Facebook group, ask to join the group. And because I don't add anyone to the group unless they register first. Once you complete the registration, if I don't have your number, go ahead and text me. Text me your first and last name so I can save your contact on my phone. Shane, I would ask you right now, just go ahead and text me so we can get in touch. We can stay in touch. I ask people to go subscribe to the YouTube. This is the thing, Rafael's like, I'm not doing all that stuff. I ask people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I've got every Thursday this very Zoom call. This is my personal Zoom link that we're all using right now. And sometimes people forget to hit the submit button. So the very last thing says, please make sure to hit the submit button. But this is the registration that comes off my website. But when you scroll down the website, this picnic is going to be the third year in a row I'm having this picnic, and people fly in from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Oregon. I mean, all over the country. It'll be the third in a row. But this year we're having a lending seminar on the Friday before, Friday the 20th. I've just partnered up with these three guys, and these guys are rock star, intelligent geniuses in finance, real estate, lending, acquisition. Um, and we become a pretty good team because what I bring to the team is just the visibility of social media. But when you scroll down to the website, these are all the guest speakers, Shane, that are popping up. This is my Thursday call, networking and branding. I am speaking Saturday about being visible. Don't wear black. We've got some other people talking about how to scale real estate. This guy's going to be talking about title companies. Another gentleman about 1031 exchanges, business funding, just some great stuff. And my calls are generally booked 2 to 3 months in advance. But we don't have a Facebook group. We have a networking group with a website. This is a website. And in addition to that, we also have a Facebook page for our community. I'm going to share with you guys some of the quotes that I use on a regular basis. Your network is your net worth. You guys have heard that time and time again. I'm going to teach you how to network with intention. We have a little blurb here we have to fix. Yeah, it belongs down here. Don't chase the deal, chase a relationship. Sitting back in the stands does not put you in the game. You need to be visible. People need to know your name. They need to know your face. You don't market your business, you market yourself. It's not who you know, but who knows you. You can know everybody in the room, but if they don't know you, your opportunities are limited. Networking leads to visibility, and visibility leads to opportunity. If you're not visible, then you're invisible. Opportunity walks right past you. And what opportunity are we talking about? The opportunity to build relationships with successful people. How does visibility make that happen? Because you're going to build rapport. And how do you build rapport? You build rapport by leveraging commonality. And how do you discover that commonality? How do you market that? It's going to be from your personal digital business card, which is your Facebook page. And then again, if you're not memorable, you're forgettable. So, in other words, don't wear black when you go to a real estate event. Wear something colorful, wear something stands out, you know. But what you don't want to do is be invisible. And we were talking about this photo the other day. I'm going to share this photo again. This is what it looks like when you go to an event and everybody's wearing black. You're not going to, you want to stand out in the crowd, guys. Wearing black at a real estate event does not have you standing out in the crowd. I run this group like a cocktail party at my house. I don't care how, I say it this way. I'll sell a house to anyone whose money clears escrow. I'll buy a house from anyone where the numbers make sense. But if I'm going to be someone's private money lender, I'm going to be your lender, or you're going to be my lender, we're going to be joint venture partners. I need to know that person has the character, heart, integrity of someone I'm going to invite into my home, still with my kids and my grandkids, my parents and my grandparents. Because if you're not that person, I'm not doing business with you. I don't care whose stage you've been on. I don't care how many deals you've done. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you're an owners club. I don't care if you're on stage next to Pace going, I love this person. And I've been that person to him go, I love this person, you know. But because we're not going to resonate with everybody. That's factual. Everyone's not going to resonate with us. We need to find our tribe, right? We need to find the people that we resonate with. Right. If I start talking about shish kebab and baklava and pilaf and turshi and dolma, Miriam's
Heck
gonna go,
yeah.
I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. I'm resonating with her now. Right. So, but you want to find your tribe. You want to find people that are like you, people that like you and people that are like you, because that's who's going to do business with you. That's what it comes to. We don't market our business, we market ourselves. And I've been talking about this for 8 years now, way before Sub 2 was created. And my group is now almost 5,000 people, which is crazy. And I don't even allow everybody in the group that wants to get in the group. I mean, if I did, it'd be at 10,000 people because I really want to screen the group. If I don't get to know you, Shane, if I don't get to know Matt, then I guarantee what's going to happen is we're going to drift apart. We're never going to get to know one another. If we click, if we resonate, if you live remotely close, as Matt does, Mark Presswood's been to a Chargers game with me at SoFi Stadium. I got Dodger tickets for 20 games a year. I had 10 Laker tickets this past year, fourth row off the floor.
That's
You
good.
know, Dodgers, Chargers, Rams. I want to hang out with people that become my buddies. We got stuff in common. Let's go.
Mhm.
Let's go. You know, I wasn't in the military and I did other things for most of my life, but now and it's not a military thing, but I've recently been introduced to handguns and rifles and got into shooting and going to the range. And I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. And some people might like going to the range. I'm got a bigger collection right now than I think I'm ever going to be able to use in a month. You know, and but commonality. And I mentioned that because Shane's former military. He may still have an interest in using firearms, and he may not. But I throw it out there as a possibility. Hey, do we have this in common? Is it something we can resonate about? You know, because what I really want, I tell people, if I'm going to help you, yes, I want you to register. But if I'm going to help you, I want the most valuable thing you have to offer as a real estate investor. If you guys know the answer, don't say anything. Matt, what's the most valuable thing you have to offer as a real estate investor?
My sphere of influence, my own relationships,
No, you're
six
wrong.
degrees away from Kevin
You're,
Bacon.
you're wrong. Shane, what's the most valuable thing you have to offer as a real estate investor?
For me, it's my mess. It's, make your mess your story, your purpose. And that's I'm in my 30s now. So I'm in my Jesus years to where I've found my purpose. I've gone through all my experiences and figured out, hey, okay, how can I benefit and help everyone the most possible way through all the experiences I've had previously?
There is something more valuable than that. Frank, do you know what the most valuable thing you have to offer is?
Probably relationship.
Exactly. People will say, oh, it's my time, it's my network, it's my knowledge, it's my experience. But guys, if I don't have your friendship, I don't get your time. If I don't have your friendship, I don't get your knowledge. If I don't have your friendship, I don't get your network. What I want, in all seriousness, I want the friendship. I was, I got into sports because I grew up as a kid that was picked on and bullied because I stuttered. I was a small kid that stuttered and was shy. Man, I was a target for bullies, you can imagine. But as I got a little bit older, I realized that if I got good in sports and I hung out with the athletes, that I might not get bullied. And sure enough, it kind of changed my life. But I when I learned how to box, when I learned about when my buddy got out of the Navy and I got out of USC, we started training all over again. I knew how to use my hands. He taught me how to use my knees, feet, and elbows. And but just the camaraderie of working with others. I've been a musician, I've been in bands, but it's about the relationship. And what's really great is if you're in this by yourself, it can be really frustrating, really frustrating. But the more people you have that you can pick up the phone and call and talk to, the easier it's going to make your path. And sometimes you're the person that needs that help. And sometimes you're the person that can offer that help. I ask you guys to exchange numbers and get on the phone with one another and chat. And the purpose of that is not just to talk about real estate, but to help one another learn how to build rapport with other people. Matt, Shane, you guys have no problem talking to other people. You guys have no problem talking. You guys should talk to one another, exchange numbers. But you might find someone else that's a little bit more quiet, a little bit more shy, a little bit more reserved, and sometimes people that are on the more introverted side they don't have the confidence as much as someone on the extroverted side would have to talk to other people. Why is that important? If we're dealing with, not just use a generic concept of a single family home, but if we're talking to a seller, we want to get that investment opportunity. We want them to pick us, right? Saul wants them to pick him over Mark Presswood. Yet Mark may offer more money, but why would they pick Saul if Mark offers more money? Well, you know what? My dog likes Saul. My kids like Saul. My wife loves Saul. We're going to go with Saul, right? So the thing is, how do you resonate with other people? How do people perceive you? And Matt was talking about he doesn't use Facebook. Doesn't even have his Instagram link on there, yet he's an Instagram guy, right? So what does your social media presence look like? Brandy, good to see you, girl. Stay in touch. Um, what does your social media presence look like? Right? How do people perceive you? How do you present yourself? Right? Are you resonating with others? What do we talk about when we resonate? What do you want? What you talk about when you look to resonate is the same thing when you talk about what to put on my Facebook page. You want to lead with the acronym Ford, Ford, like the automobile. You want to lead with family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. You don't need to do all those. You can pick one of those, right? There's a lot of people in the military that don't want to release a lot of stuff about themselves. But hey, you know what? I love fishing. I love fishing. Hey, we just caught me some big old fish over here, right? And the scenery of a lake or an ocean, or when we're on a boat, that generates commonality, and when you get on these calls with one another, let's say Shane, you jump on a call with Saul, and Matt jump on a call with Rafael, and Frank jump on a call with Vok, or Mark, have your pick. But do a role play, and whoever is most, you know, let's say Matt and Shane are going to, they're very comfortable speaking. Take the role of the new investor, right? Let Mark or Shane or Rafael take the role of the experienced investor. The key is to get them talking about themselves. So you're going to get them by talking about Ford. You're going to bounce around those four till you find the one that really resonates. Oh my God, yeah, I just got back from Hawaii. We had great vacation. Or I just got married, got back from Oklahoma City for our honeymoon. Hey, I just went and saw a Rolling Stones concert. We met Mick Jagger backstage. See what's happened in their life recently that really makes their heart go pitter pat. This is the number one thing they want to talk about. You don't even have to ask questions. They're just going to go on and on and on about that topic. This is where you learn how to get the other person talking about themselves. The way you're going to build rapport with this other individual is by getting them, and everybody's favorite topic is themselves. You just got to bounce around FORD till you find the thing that really has them going. And then once you've done that, the other person, is going to go, okay, yeah, now Matt or Shane are asking questions I never thought to ask. Well, then you flip around. You're now the experienced investor. They're the new investor. They're going to ask you questions, and you're going to see what questions they have. But what's going to happen, even though one of you is very well, possibly, more extroverted and a better speaker, you're going to be helping the other person with their pitch. The other part of that is you're going to be getting to know another investor in my group. You're not in here by yourself. And the more people you talk to week after week, the more relationships you're going to make. And believe it or not, you're going to find you're going to run into people that you have a lot of commonality with. They're just like you, same part of the country, same background. And you will build relationships that will last the test of time. And all I want to do, in all honesty, whether you're an individual just trying to do single family homes, or you've got some kind of business or you're growing, I want to help you to become as successful as you can be as quickly as you can get there. Flat out, you know, and not asking a dime of you, Now, I will say it's clarified. There's a nonprofit for underprivileged kids here in North Hollywood in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles. And I do ask people to donate to the kids. It's just $1,000 a week. I think all you guys can afford that, especially Shane. He's got this big business going. But no, actually, guys, I ask people to donate $25 once a year to the nonprofit for underprivileged kids. You're on this networking branding call. We are having our guest speaker calls twice a week. I'm introducing you to the guest speakers. You have the YouTube of over 300 videos that you can go back and gather information. I may very well share the platform with you guys and allow you guys to promote yourselves. But if everybody gave $25 and I had 1,000, and I got almost 5,000 people in the group. If I had 1,000 people give $25, that's 25,000 people. I think last year, I think maybe we collected 5,000 people, which isn't a lot. Excuse me, $5,000. Um, but I ask people to donate $25 once a year. And I don't think it's asking a lot, but none of that comes to me. That's going to little kids. It's going to the sprinklers. It's going to some kid's uniform. It's going to the snack stand. It's going to the bathroom, keeping the parking lot safe, keeping the lights on. they've got a big facility. They have other people that are contributing, but this is my little way to give back to my community. And I just got to think about kids and helping kids. And I think baseball's great because it helps certain kids learn how to become a leader. And it helps certain kids that might not have the athletic ability to see that they fulfill a role on the team and they can contribute also. So, I'll say nothing I do is about me. My thing is really just to help other people. I consider myself very fortunate to be where I am. And I just want to try and help as many. When I started real estate 8 years ago with another education group, that particular education group focused on, I'll just say, marketing to people that were older and had a 401k in retirement, and their buy-in was $30,000. And within, I think, 6 weeks, I went to one of their big events and I bought in for another $30,000. Three $10,000 incremental programs. I was 60 grand in. I wasn't 2 months in yet. And a lot of what they did going after older people that had retirement and 401ks was saying, "Oh, join our Facebook community." People are like, I don't know how to use Facebook. Never had a Facebook page. And so I've been teaching people how to use Facebook, which is where the concept Facebook 101 comes up. How to use Facebook, how do you reach out to others, how do you market yourself? And really just to help people. And some people come back frequently. Some people coming back for the I started my Zoom calls in January of 20 before COVID. And when COVID kicked up in March, everybody had to shut down their live events. I'd been doing Zoom calls for 3 months. I became the only game in town. And we just kept going. In January of 22, Pace says, I want you to promote my people. So I went from one Zoom call a week to two Zoom calls a week. And I've been doing 2 calls a week ever since. We're going into our 4th year of 2 calls a week, going into our 6 year Zoom calls. Just bringing value, hearing other people's stories, how they got started, the different types of fields of specialty in real estate that some people never knew existed. And at the same time, helping you guys build relationships with other people. And if you guys like baklava, brother, we're going to Miriam's house. We're going to get us some Turkish coffee. So, guys, we're going to continue our Zoom call here on Thursday morning. We're going to end the recording for the time being. I don't want to drag on too long. I think the first half of the call, we really got into some stuff, and the last half of the call was just talking, networking, trying to connect with others. So, if you want to join the group, scan the turquoise QR code. Please register for the group. If you want to see more about the videos we have from our guest speakers, please scan the purple QR code. And if you want to learn how to make these QR codes, connect with me. Let's get on a Zoom call. So you got to take the picture of your preference. I took the picture behind me. How to take your picture of your choice, and how to put the QR code so that when you're on a Zoom call, people can see your name and your face. And I also mean, if you want to freeze your screen, they can still see the photo of your choice with the QR code with all your information. So this is what we're going to do. Thanks for being on the call today, guys. Look for more coming up, and our Zoom call is going to continue, but just without you guys for now. All right, get back in touch. Thank you, guys. Over and out.